start giving you a heart attack. So it happens every year, especially if you have older chickens, not so much ones that are in their first year, but older ones, where you go down to the chicken coop in the middle of the afternoon or the early evening to get eggs or lock up, and you see a trail of feathers. Feathers everywhere. And your heart leaps out of your chest, up into your throat. You start to get all nervous because A, something has probably taken off with your chicken, and B, you're probably going to find said chicken dead in a corner. And then you look around, you do a head count, and all is well. Everything is just fine. And you realize, oh, they're molting. So every year, towards the end of the summer, the chickens lose not all of their feathers, but a good bulk of them, and they regrow new ones. And the purpose of growing the new ones is to keep them warm for winter. If you think about it, if you've worn the same socks every single day, all winter, all spring, all summer, and winter comes around, you'll probably have holey socks and you're going to have cold toes. So they wear out their feathers, and then they fall out, and then they grow new ones. Typically during the molting season, they stop laying eggs if they are hens, and they also, the reason they stop laying eggs is because it takes a lot of protein to make an egg, and it takes a lot of protein to make feathers. So they just kind of shut down the egg production a little bit, lose their feathers, grow their new ones, and then they might resume for a little bit, or they may just be done for the rest of the year, and then they'll resume in the spring. So it started with Mr. Roo this year. He all of a sudden lost all of his beautiful sickle feathers on his tail, and I was a little worried because I haven't had a rooster before. I didn't know if this would be something that would happen in the molt, or if something had happened to him, or I had some kind of a mite problem. So I was kind of concerned, and then I had my little heart attack when I found his beautiful greenish black feathers all over the place, and there he was, just asleep. And so he has definitely been a heavy molter. Last year, the white chicken, the white Marianne, who has the babies right now, she nearly went naked. There were feathers everywhere. And then the other ones didn't molt all that noticeably much. And so far this year, I haven't seen any feathers other than Mr. Roo's and maybe a few of the black Marianne's feathers. So, I mean, it's still early, so we'll see what happens. Typically, once they start molting, I change their food over to something that's a little bit higher in protein to help aid them in growing their feathers back. So I'll probably do that soon because the babies actually need a higher protein food, but because I'm feeding everyone and they were born a little bit quicker than I was anticipating, I wasn't able to get the food, and so I've just been feeding them the same food that everyone else has been eating. So I'll probably switch over to an unmedicated chick food because that is a higher protein food. And then once their feathers grow back in, I'll probably actually keep them on that all through the winter because it's cold and, you know, they need some extra oomph. I also, in the winter, give them black oil sunflower seeds for the same thing. It kind of helps their feathers, it kind of helps keep them so they need their feathers to grow a little bit bigger. So they're constantly cycling out through their feathers. So many don't molt. I'm sure there's some that do, but what I've noticed and I've read is that generally in their first year they don't molt. So have your chickens started molting? What do you do for them when they do molt? And please tell me I'm not the only one that thinks that my flock is dead every time I